Come on, I'm gonna give you a few minutes. I ain't got my watch on, so I need to keep track of time. Yeah, it's Black History Month, and it's 1:15. Whatever time you in. Yeah. Let me put this. Her mom, former supervisor. You're gonna put that on pause. I'm gonna need y'all to like, share, and subscribe on this. Ain't gonna be no laughing on this Black History Month on this episode. All right, I just have I'm gonna read you a document real quick. Oh, but let me finish what I was talking about before I got tired of chicken that. So, okay, what's up? Let me see. Let me rewind this because I'll be playing and editing, and I'll be thinking about hold on. It's going to tell me what I wanted to pick up on. Then I'm going to read this document to you.
This is the real reason. Drew Shear, Brandon Porter.
Hold on. All right, it's going to come to me.
How is it that you president?
Hold on.
Reset the structure, even with a manual printer. You part. I wasn't even going a good year. They putting flyers out, people inboxing me talking about reestablish, But that's cool.
I'm going to get to what I was going to talk about. Give me a minute. It's going to come to me. Don't worry about it.
I told George, I had a meeting, sit down. Kim, her mom, former supervisor.
I'm going to get to the point I'm making. This Black History Month, my Church of God in Christ.
Field rep of Sunday School. She was there that day doing a recording for, and I wanted to do this as a history. This wasn't about no drama. This is about some history. Because the young folks did not know and still don't probably because they have not released that because Kim won't release it. That's my material. That don't belong to the jurisdiction. That's my material. All the stuff that we did during the youth meeting, Kim would not send me no pictures, and everybody knows she was all over the place taking pictures that day, all out in the front. I honored that woman, presenting gifts.
Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. Okay, not only did I get reprimanded at my first meeting, Brown telling me to be quiet. This is Malachi Johnson's grandson. Okay, and he's letting them walk all over top of him like that. And I got letters from where Malachi Johnson's son sent letters to Memphis, and they denied him because someone in Ohio South blocked it. They didn't want to recognize Rescue Temple as the mother church of Ohio South. And next thing I know, everything that was on that wall came down. And F.E. Perry's name is up there. But, yeah, the night I got reprimanded, left with $35. Not only did the former supervisor of Ohio South's daughter send us a bill, I paid her hotel, sent her gas money. She owed me $25 because I had to get some printing done for the work of the meeting, right? And then on top of that, I was sharing with her what was going on. This is my chair lady. If the president can't talk to his chair lady, and the whole time she going back with information, and the only way it got exposed when after everything blew up, she comes and tells me I didn't really want to work there anyway. Mark already told me not to use her. But Mr. Clean down there at 40 West Crown Avenue went ahead and put his blessing on it, knowing she was working for Butts. Knowing Butts didn't like me. Before Mark died, we had a planning meeting. We all sit down and had breakfast together. Butts sit right next to me, didn't say two words to me. Gave me his business card and stared me down like an evil hawk. Me and Mark had a long conversation about it. Me and George did too. But if George is not a snake, when I came to the district, I didn't ask him to be the chairman. You can ask Superintendent Brandon. He already had a chairman. George did some snake shit to that man and told him that he was going back to Jersey the whole time. He was right there in there dating somewhere. So, and then I did some homework on how George got that building. I don't know if this is true because I wasn't around, but somebody said he snaked and tricked FB, the founder of that building, got George out the building. George got him out the building, and that's it. So if you got to backdoor somebody to be blessed, you ain't going to be blessed. But I'll get back what I was thinking about. But I wanted to read this document. I'm not going to wait for nobody to come on live. I'm waiting for nobody to get on live. I want to read this document so people know that we're not playing. I had some help getting a couple of these filled out. my process reports. I wanted y'all to let me read it to you so y'all know that this is serious. And then we'll work from there. And then I'll break down the process on how this works. This is called a processing. And before I start, I want to tell you I had options. I could have done, and I want you to know for you law professionals out there, that I've already reviewed Federal Revised Civil Code 4C in parentheses H. Okay, did that already. I also already looked over Federal Rules Civil, the civil situation, Rules 26 through 37. I've also read local rules for the state and the federal, 26.1 through 37.1. And then I've also want to tell you that the reason why I wanted to wait out for the federal on this level, and y'all thought I was crazy, is because, see, on the state level, you can have people on the inside. But watch this. In the federal situation, the defendant has 21 days from the time you serve to respond. And then the court has 60 days. So you got a 21 versus 60. And then the federal scheduling randomly picks a district judge and a magistrate judge. Okay? I want y'all to hear me now. This is the retarded man that's strung out on drugs. And then we get into what I was telling Trina Hopkins and my wife, discovery. Discovery doesn't start until the court issues a scheduling order. I'm going to read my first processing order since I have one live person. I don't know who that is. But I just broke down, and you law scholar, I want you to read what I'm talking about. We've already started the process. So this is not a game. It says here, United States Department of Justice, United States Marshal Service. Process receipt and return. Plaintiff, Dion L. Fambro. I won't get the court case number, nothing until I actually turn these in and get the stamp and voice and all that and get my copies, because there's copies that come with that. So it says here, defendant, your first work started at home. I got to make an example when you in shame and you do wrong. Diane E. Fambro, and the type of process is what they call an IFP. And the IFP process is delivered from the U.S. Marshal Service. Okay? I don't have an address. She didn't want me to be bothered. I didn't want this to backfire and get an harassment case. But I was abandoned, so I have a legal right. There's going to be two people to this particular first part of this phase. And the number of parties to be served in this particular case is 3. And it says there's special instructions or other that will assist in expediting service. And I've already got that to where it's going to have to be verified. You know, to check for service on the U.S. And then I have my phone number. It says signature of attorney or originator requesting service on behalf of plaintiff. That will be me. And then I put my phone number down, 901-696-9821. I can't date it because I got to date this in the presence of the clerk. And then it says here, space below for use of Marshal Service only. Do not write below this line. It says, I acknowledge receipt of the total numbers of process indicated, signed only for USM, which is U.S. Marshal Service, 285, if more than one USM, U.S. Marshal, 285 is submitted. And then the Marshal will write the district of origin, the district of service, and the signature of the authorized deputy or clerk. And then here at the bottom, it says here that I hereby certify and return that I am unable to locate, and that's not going to be marked because it's going to be delivered on an IFP, U.S. Marshal, and they're going to find you wherever you move to. Then it says here, Diane Fambro, in parentheses, spouse, defendant. Then it says here in the remarks, Diane Fambro is my legal spouse. My probate court number, which verifies I'm a married man, 10-06145. Diane has both criminally and maliciously abandoned her disabled spouse, withholding reasonable care and assistance, complicit to theft, and assisting with people making threats on my life. my wife was present. That's her name. That's her legal name. The paperwork is being filled out. Your first work started at home, preachers. You got a crooked wife and you got a crooked bishop in the Church of God. This is Black History Month, but this white woman want to be black. So I'm going to show what black people go through when they play games, especially when you mess with the chosen one. Then I want to say to you, I want to break this down to you too, for those who are way in the back and didn't comprehend. I'm the retarded crackhead, Trina Hopkins, remember that? But I just broke down discovery. And people are taking off and talking about shaking people down. See, the reason why I waited to do this on the federal level is because, see, you Church of God in Christ people in Ohio, first of all, you're not competent enough to have no inside plug into the federal. Y'all got a whole bunch of dirty people in the state. But the federal, the federal scheduling, they randomly pick a district judge and a district magistrate. A little bit of oversight there. And then discovery only begins, right? Discovery pertains to anything that I need: phone records, bank records, screenshots and cash apps. See, when you delete stuff, you don't know what you're doing, right? And when you legally married, until you file them papers, you have no privacy, right? So all the people you weren't going back lying to, you left a crap load of evidence right here in the home. And this is the third time in 3 years that you abandoned me and allowed people to help you in the sanctified church take dirty money. And then they dumb enough to put in the memo section that the money was for your living expenses. When I wasn't working, remember, I was receiving my Social Security retirement supplement benefits. And I was driving you back and forth 30 miles a day to work. And you had everybody on the property at that place thinking I was crazy. And I kept telling all them people what you was doing. Wigger, the management. I was telling everybody what you was doing. And anybody that ever seen, when we was in them hotels, they see me on camera cleaning, checking out trash. And you out here laid up in the bed like you Gloria Vanderbilt. When the whole meeting was going on with George Lyon, with Superintendent Brandon, they ain't going to release the tape because all this stuff's going to be part of the case. You was laying right there in the bed, didn't bark back at George, nothing, because George already had you in his pocket. And y'all thought that y'all, see, you didn't tell George, you played both sides. You didn't tell George everything you saying was a lie, and you've seen me in action, and I've shut folks down that the president can't even touch. And you witnessed it. And you Mason men know. You wouldn't bestow on me degrees this high and then let me walk free and live. You wouldn't let me be a past eminent commander and a Knights of Temper. You wouldn't let me be a part of the Scottish Rite and the York Rite and walk around and talk about y'all and I'm doing dirt. Y'all don't operate like that. Y'all would have killed me already, right? And you know what the rate that I have, well, not the rate, but the degrees and the standing I had in this community, y'all was threatened, right? So how you going to be an upright man to sleep with a man's wife? How you going to be an upright man, side man, right-hand man, and try to sleep with his daughter, solicit to prostitution, and then get paid by the same order to try to take me down? And then my wife sitting there lying to my family members talking about this stuff ain't true. Well, you're going to find out how true it is now because y'all lied on me and slandered, and y'all made fun of me. But now my wife, my legal wife, is going to be made an example of first. Your first work started at home. See, when you married, you a corporation. I don't get caught up in all that personality crap. You make a vow to me, you make a vow to God, you make a vow in front of witnesses, and then you maliciously lie, you don't get to breathe free air. No, you don't. And George Carter, you better know it, buddy. You the second person who's going to be on the processing. That's just the one I filled out. My friend didn't have enough time to help me fill the rest out. But I got several more. I had 8, right? So that's 1. So I got 7 more of these. Yeah, I'm doing it myself. Y'all say I'm shaking people down. See, I go above and beyond to show y'all that I'm not what y'all say I am. I'm doing this on my own, and it's going down. And then the second set of processing is going to go to Memphis and to the governor, Mike DeWine, in the Department of Medicaid. Because I emailed the chairman of the Medicaid. I'm going to show you that too. Oh, yeah, I got all that. I emailed him. I've emailed every high-ranking Republican in this state. I've talked to several Democrats. But everybody think when you say Republican, you vote for Trump. So ain't no Democrats going to help me. Why? And who are most Democrats? Yeah. They'll call me a Tom, y'all got aviary assaulters up here. They went and tried to do a side job on George. We talking about Church of God in Christ. I got the wipe out the way. I'll let y'all see in black and white that this is real. But aviary assaulters, as soon as the casket closed, him and his Caucasian wife, they go up to Renee with a whole bunch of flowers. Somebody said it was 3 dozen. I don't know the exact amount. And try to convince her to get, and Renee ain't got the juice like that. I teach Renee how to get her way through this church. But if you wanted to be dirty, you didn't do it to me. You could have blackmailed George and got anything you wanted from George for the rest of your life. But no, you got mad because people led you to believe. And don't let me tell you what you told me about your own husband. Yeah. And I'm the one that called Emmett to initiate getting you your money because they weren't going to give you nothing. That Tabatina, whatever her name is, that stole Mark's cane. They had a crush on Mark. She stole Mark's cane. And then I told Emmett, I'm the one that called Emmett on the phone. Told Emmett, listen, you take care of my mama. Mark was my boy. And if she don't get taken care of, you're going to have a problem with me. I told Emmett that on the phone and to his face. For Renee. The whole time Renee out there doing her thing, describing what she was doing to George and what Greg was doing. They brothers. Dynamic duo, Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin. So if you wasn't sleeping with George, why would you lie? Because that's slander. And then George can sue you for slander because you told a third party, me and my wife. But then y'all got my wife's here because all the stuff I'm telling you, my wife was sitting here and knew it. Y'all got her so terrified. She scared the police. She scared everybody. Ask the people at 1330 Archer Drive what happened when them white folks pulled me over on the side of the road. And I picked up the phone the next morning and called the president of the NAACP in Springfield, Ohio, down in Troy. Yeah. If I'm a criminal, why didn't they take me to jail? And they tried to get me for just pulling out of the parking lot without stopping. Ain't no signs nowhere. Put me on trial for a traffic ticket. See all them high-ranking Masonic emblems on my car. Same car my in-laws just messed up. I still got car parts in here. My wife said it was fixed, and there was fixed. Give her money to do stuff, and then she said she's going to do it. The car tore up. She had this planned all along. But I'm a chosen man. God talked to me both day and night. So I just wanted to give you that little bit of information, 17 minutes. And ain't y'all proud of me? Can I get some more likes? I did pretty good. Now just give me a couple more subscribers. I need to at least get up about 197, before 9 o'clock tonight. If you can do that, can you share, like, even if you do it for one day, I need to get that up. That'll energize me to go ahead and go to this next phase and what I'm about to go into. Because I told you, until y'all do right, this whole month is dedicated to you. And if you really get crazy and don't want to do right, then we'll drag this on over to St. Patrick's Day and give you your 4-leaf clover. If I give you that 4-leaf clover, it's over with. Because I'm digging as we speak. I got some people looking in to find out if that money was into some human trafficking. Because I got a commentator that alleged that. I don't know if that's true, but I'm looking into that. Because I still got some connect, but when people start realizing that I'm serious about going to this court, a lot of my connects might shut down in Church of God in Christ, but I don't need them. Because they can't help themselves. So I just wanted to say that. And Melvin Howard, my phone still ain't ring. Melvin Howard, my phone still ain't ring. David Herron, my phone still ain't ring. So that probably lets me know that y'all don't get happy about y'all's family. So I hope that worked out for you. David Howard, Jr. Remember, you talked to me on the phone. I was very respectful. You was falling asleep during the whole conversation. I know you had somebody probably had cameras and stuff on, but this is your uncle. This is your uncle, your cousin doing this. Your cousin, female cousins getting their back and stuff blown out, and David Herron knew about it because I forewarned him long before this date. I told him in 2024 what was going on. Mel Merrick must have got something on y'all. Maybe he slept with Christina. Maybe he slept with Brenda. I don't know who he slept with. But he's doing something over there where y'all ain't reprimanding him. And I got on live and told the Pastor and Elders Council over there, I called Aubrey Walker's name, but I meant the Pastor and Elders Council, whoever that is, to call him into question. Because first of all, y'all going against the Constitution and got an illegitimate bishop that outranks everybody sitting on that platform. Even the general board members and everybody else that come in there. See what I'm talking about? And Melvin snaked the man that got him. That's why I didn't deal with Melvin. Because I already knew Melvin was a snake. I didn't have no proof. But when Melvin came to me about that dude that consecrated him, and Melvin told me to plan, because Melvin wanted me to be a bishop, I told him no. Then he wanted me to be his adjutant general. He told me I wasn't getting into that. See, which probably lets me know, I'm skilled or you wouldn't be requesting my services. Right? Let's go. So I want to know why that adjutant general was cussing in a cathedral, And I want to know why Gerard ain't talked about that, and why George, y'all talking about my porn sites. I send screenshots of Gerard James. I think he's a cheap agent over there. My wife knew that too. You know, so I don't understand why George didn't take care of that business. I'm a state official. I'm on Pastor Elders Council, judiciary. Me and Emmett. Oh, my cat trying to get in. Was it snowing or something? What you doing? Why you got a girlfriend out there or something? My cat must got a girlfriend because he always going out. Make a long story short, I want to know how you got the Ashton in general. Oh, I forgot their logo. Sanctify the leader in the eyes of the people. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right about that. So I want y'all to get that information. Give me some likes, give me some shares. I'll give you some more information. I check periodically when I get likes and shares, and when those go up, then I'll produce more documents. I got some more documents. They upload. I had an old number, and I had to put it in Google, and I had to my old lodge emails. I had to pull all them emails out because I had a feeling some fraternal man was going to try to come up here and clap, and I got like a whole year and a half worth of emails on them. So I'm wishing one would come on and say something about that, but they won't. And then, so I had to delete that out. And that's what it's taking so slow. I got to delete some of these Gmail accounts I got to get them and everything like that. And then whoever from my in-laws is sending this girl to inbox me. He been inboxing me for the longest. I've been showing my wife all the email. I don't know who this person is because I don't accept them kind of emails in my personal email address. So I sent the girl my wife's Cash App. And she come talking about, give me a front deposit for the sneaky link we had scheduled. I don't do sneaky links because I don't pay for coochie or water. So I forwarded her brother's address and my wife's cell phone number and my wife's Cash App with the balance she owed me for my mother-in-law's thing. You know, that's what I did. Her name is Allison or something. I don't know who that chick is, but I hope y'all enjoy y'all's fun. And I hope y'all enjoyed, listening to my wife and y'all know that she was lying. And I wasn't never going to do nothing to y'all until I found out and got them screenshots and all that, but I already sent the tax stuff in. But that was during government shutdown. Then I sent it again when I found out some other stuff my wife was doing. That's why I put that post up about people having people's passwords. See, a lot of the information I've been talking about, I already had it and screenshotted it. And then I wait for a while and mention it to my wife, go to the bathroom, come back out. Just ask weird questions, and I have our phones linked and look in her phone, and she done erased all the pictures or erased the stuff that was in her phone, but I got them. So, and I showed them to the in-laws too. So we're going to find out. Beth, you should have, Miss Beth, I told you to just call me. I wasn't trying to be mean. And y'all played in my face. You get information from me and you go back and tell my wife. So now all y'all going to be responding. You better blame my wife because she messy. She never left her phone out. If she didn't want me over there taking care of all the bills for her and her brother, because he spent all his money on cocaine to this girl on the west side over on Solder. Don't get me talking. Yeah. So since y'all wanted to do that and play that game and you want to treat, them like, they're more important than your husband, then they're going to hold you responsible for the ones that get indicted and when your grandkids get taken. This ain't blackmail. This is facts. I've sent you an email. I'm going to send a screenshot to it at $225 that you put down. So you play in my face like you was going to do what you needed to do and you didn't. So, it looks like I might have to go in desperate measures and do some things because I'm not going to be paying for my bills and doing this stuff for this, my attorney and stuff too. I got to represent myself and I got to pay all them filing fees, and you know what you did. And I told you, I offered you a change. I offered you a roommate situation. You wanted to come here and be a snake. And now you're going to be put in a cage. And I'm going to the full extent of the law. All you had to do is agree to the thing. I told you, get with your family. Get with your family and just pay a year up for that and you'll be fine. I wouldn't even ask for alimony if you'd have made an effort, but that lets me know that you don't give a happy. So now I don't give a happy about you or your kids except Nana. And outside of that, it's over for y'all. You're a criminal and you got a lot of people looking at me crazy. Even after the fact, and I told you your face, you don't want to see me win because you can't win. Did Michael Jackson say it on The Wiz? I played that song for you on short about 4 or 5 weeks. Hey, take care of yourself. And hope everything work out. It will. Not in your favor, but it's going to work out.